Tonight we've got Wolf Loescher in the house. Wolf, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a singer-storyteller based in Longmont, Colorado, but I do songs mostly from the Scottish and Irish folk tradition, both traditional and modern. I also do a few of my original songs, as I said, and sea shanty on occasion, an original song on occasion, something contemporary, kind of a Celtic, Americeltic kind of mishmash.
I would love it. All right, so less than a minute.
Less than a minute?
Yeah, are you stoked? Check your stoke level.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
He's got a stoke.
There's whiskey over there, by the way,
Thank you.
which will be culturally appropriate for the evening. So I'm going to start off with a fairly traditional Scottish and Irish song. This version comes from Scotland, Glasgow to be exact, the Calton Weaving District. I'm a weaver, a Calton weaver. I'm a rash and a roving blade. I have silver in my pockets. Now gang follow the roving trade. Here's your part. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. As I came in by Glasgow City, Nancy whiskey I chanced to smell, and I went in and I sat down beside her. 7 long years I hey loved her well. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, yo. Helps when you turn off the tuner.
That's where it is.
That was the artist's fault. That was not Goldie, that was the quote-unquote artist. So let's take it up where we were. The more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, the more she smiled. Soon I forgot all my mother's teaching. Nancy whiskey had me beguiled. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, yo. Slake my thirst, it was my need, and I tried, but I was not able. Nancy whiskey had me by the knees. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, yo. Come on, you weavers, you Calton weavers. Come on, you weavers, where have you be? And beware of whiskey, Nancy whiskey. She'll ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, yo. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, yo. Plenty of room in the mosh pit. So I'm going back to the Carlton weaving. Surely make those shuttles fly. I made more at the Carlton weaving than ever I did as a roving boy. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, your last chance. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Well, dude, sweet.
The landlords came, the peasant trials, to the sacrifice of men. Through the past, and not quite darkly, the present once again. In the name of capital, establishment, improvers, it's a name. The hidden truths, the hidden lies that once nailed you to the page of a dance called America. They danced around and waited at the turn for America. They danced their ladies round. The candles of enlightenment, once lit, they say don't burn, to turn the darkest room of suffering to a greater state of pain. Don't tell me what's behind you now, don't greet me, don't meet your dying blind. It's our very last stand together, so let's sever no regrets. To a dance called America, they danced it round and waited at the turn for America. They danced their ladies round. Turn. Pick it up. There were days that once held confidence, strength of will and mind, the camouflage that once was your father's in your sons and daughters' time. Another turn, my love, my island, you've gone international. Well, praying and love God, we stood and watched it all go on. We did a dance to the called America. They danced it round and waited at the turn for America. They danced their ladies round all for a dance called America. They danced it round and waited at the turns for America. They danced their ladies round. Pick it up. For a dance, for a dance called America. They left it round and waited at the turn. For America, they danced their ladies round. Turn! Turn!
Nice. Nice.
Thank you.
Dude.
The man outside, he works for me. His name is Mariano. He cuts and trims the grass for me. He makes the flowers bloom. He says that he comes from a place not far from Guanajuato. It's 2 days on a bus from here, a lifetime from this room. I fix his meals and I talk to him in my old broken Spanish. He points at things and he tells me names of things I can't recall. Sometimes I just can't help but wonder who this man is, and if when he is gone will he remember me at all. I watch him close, he works just like a piston in an engine. He only stops to take a drink and smoke a cigarette. When the day is ended, I look outside my window. There on the horizon, Mariano's silhouette. He sits upon a stone in a southeasterly direction. In my heart I know that he is thinking of his home. I've never been the sort to say I'm into intuition, but I swear I see the faces of the ones he calls his own. Their skin is brown as potter's clay, their eyes void of expression. Their hair is black as widows' dreams, their dreams are all but gone. They're ancient as a vision of a sacrificial virgin, innocent as a crying from a baby being born. And they hover around a dying flame and they pray for his protection. The prayers are all but answered by his letters in the mail. He sends them colored figures that he cuts from strips of paper, and all his weekly wages saving nothing for himself. It's been a while since I have seen the face of Mariano. The border guards that came one day and took him far away. I hope that he is safe down there at home in Guanajuato. I worry though I read there's revolution every day. The man outside, he works for me. His name is Mariano. He cuts and trims the grass for me. He makes the flowers bloom. He says that he comes from a place not far from Guanajuato. It's 2 days on a bus from here, a lifetime from this room.
Thank you. Wow. Wow, really cool. Really, really cool. We have had so many different styles of music inside this particular area, and you are definitely bringing something fresh that we have never had here before. So
Well, thank you so much for having me, Goldie. It's really really appreciated. Really. One, two, three, four. In the year of 47, a new tradition came home. From necessity came a brand new name for the hunger that stalked their bone. Well, they got their affairs in order and gathered their friends around. What was left of the food and the whiskey too was rounded up from this town. Well, they listened to the lies and the stories, a last chance to look them in the eye, like a walking corpse behind the horse, and they didn't even get to die. An American wake was all they had. They never went back to their native land. They left to find a face to stand with everything they could take. But first they had to face their American way. Well, the Brits all said it was written, the famine was willed by God. The Tory crimes of the London Times were many to die in the bog. Well, some gave gifts for the journey, some only had tears and a prayer. An 11-week ride, they caught the tide, they even made halfway there. An American wake was all they had. They never went back to their native land. They left behind a place to stand with everything they could take. But first they had to face their American way. And a jig was danced, and one last chance for the father to face the son. As a keener whale, they could count the sails in the rising of the sun. There were blessings and toasts, they buried old ghosts, and they drank to the now and then. As the minutes passed by, they tried to deny they would never see Ireland again. And an American wake was all they had. They never went back to their native land. They left behind a place to stand with everything they could take. At first they had to face their American way. Their American way. Their American way. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's like, man, the amount of, take this in the best respectful way, the amount of noise you could make is impressive.
Well, that's what my mom said. Well, thank you very much, Dr. David Al, for sticking it out. Thanks to everybody here who's chowing down and listening to the tunes.
I love it. So you got another one for us.
Do got another one for you. Now, this is with a pre-release from the new album. Again, it's all immigrant songs, and this is an immigrant song that you may be actually familiar with by a very small man named Mr. Paul Simon. And I grew up with this song, and it took a lot of cojones to step up to a microphone and decided to try to do this song, so I hope I did it justice. If you like what you're hearing, I am Wolf Loescher. I'm here live at the BeeHive. Like, follow, and share. Subscribe is the gold that Goldie likes to go for. So hit that subscribe button, please. But as always, like, follow, and share. If you like what you're hearing, make sure other people can hear it. A rising tide raises all boats. And so here's a song by Mr. Paul Simon. Many is a time I've been mistaken, and many times confused. Yes, and I've often felt forsaken, and certainly misused. But I'm alright, I'm alright. I'm just weary to my bone. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant, so far away from home, so far away from home. I don't know a soul who's not been battered. I don't know of a friend who feels at ease. I don't have a dream that's not been shattered or driven to its knees. But it's alright, for we've lived so well, so long. Still, when I think of the road we're traveling on, I wonder what's gone wrong. I can't help it, I wonder. What's gone wrong? And I dreamed I was dying. I dreamed that my soul rose unexpectedly and looking back down at me, smiling reassuringly. I dreamed I was flying high up above. My eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea. And I dreamed I was flying. We come on the ship they call the Mayflower. We come on the ship that sailed the moon. We come on the age's most uncertain hour and sing an American tune. But it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. You can't be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day, and I'm trying to get some rest. That's all I'm trying. Is to get some rest. Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Well, thank you.
Give us your tired and weak, and we will make them strong. Bring us your foreign song, and we will sing along. Leave us your broken dreams, we'll give them time to mend. There's still a lot of love living in the promised land. Living in the promised land. Our dreams are made of steel. The prayer of every man is to know how freedom feels. There is a winding road across the shifting sand, and room for everyone living in the promised land. So they came from a distant isle. Nameless woman, faceless child, like a bad dream. Till there was no room at all, no place to run, no place to fall. Give us our daily bread. We have no shoes to wear, no place to call our own, only this cross to bear. We are the multitudes, lend us a helping hand. Is there no love anymore, living in the promised land? Now living in the promised land. Our dreams are made of steel. The prayer of every man is to know how freedom feels. There is a winding road across the shifting sand, and room for everyone living in the promised land. Living in the promised land. Our dreams are made of steel. The prayer of every man is to know how freedom feels. There is a winding road across the shifting sand, and room for everyone living in the promised land. And room for everyone living in the promised land. Thank you, Goldie. Thank you so much.
Wow, what a treat, man. Thank you. That was really, really cool. And thanks for bringing your art to Live at the BeeHive. We're pretty lucky over here to kind of get these kind of things going on. You never know. Literally, Wolf and I met on the internet yesterday, and I was like, yo, dude, you ready? Like, just plug and play. Are we ready to go? He said, yes. Thank you, man. That was awesome. So
thank you so much.
One more time for Wolf down there. And Wolf Loescher lives in Longmont, but his roots are from Scotland, Ireland, and whatever other land he can live in that loves words that end in land. So Loveland might be your next home after long.
Cheers to all you guys. Thank you so much.